So I'm gonna make keto pancakes. Already have the griddle heating up. I might turn it down a little bit until I'm ready, more ready. And alright, I think I have everything I need. Oh, measuring cups. I was forgetting something. So I think I have everything I need, and I'll try to show it to you as I go. 1 cup of almond flour. I always try to do the dry ingredients first so that I can blend them well. So 1 cup of almond flour, and if you use grams, please use accordingly. And make sure that's sealed up. 2, I'm done with that. That was the almond flour. That's why I get this at Meijer. I ordered this online, oat fiber. Use 2 tablespoons of oat fiber. It just improves the texture of baked goods, I think. So 1. My cat sounds like she wants to throw up. 2. Apparently she doesn't want pancakes. I have the oven on warm too, so that as I make these, I can keep them warm in the oven. And 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. I just find that using different ingredients kind of improves the texture. And this is my compilation, I should say, of just different things I've made, baked goods I've made, like from the cookie recipe, from rolled me to there's a keto donut recipe. I have to find another little piece of tape for that. But anyway, psyllium husk powder. Hopefully you can see that. A tablespoon of that. This is just fiber, just like the oat fiber. It's just another source of fiber, so it cancels itself out as far as net carbs go, because it's equal in fiber and carbs. So a tablespoon of that, a tablespoon of baking powder. Oops, that's not going to fit in there. I actually woke up with a leg cramp this morning, and I haven't had leg cramps. I don't think I've had any during any of this. And I don't know if I jinxed myself because I was watching a video about potassium. And let's see here, that's half a tablespoon. I was going to throw in a teaspoon of baking soda just for good measure, because I want these to be fluffy. Baking soda, and that was baking powder. I'm trying to move these out of the way as I eat them. Ah! This is why I don't do these kind of videos very often. Oh, and Xanthum Gum. This adds a nice texture to it. It's a very powdery. Ah! Over there. I'm gonna have to get some more. A teaspoon of that. I don't know if I wrote, yeah, I wrote down a teaspoon. I can't remember if I wrote down a tablespoon or a teaspoon. And then, this is no salt substitute. This is the one that's got the potassium in it. Hopefully this is focusing for you. Calm down. And I just throw some in here. I can't taste it. Maybe you can. I don't know. And sea salt. Almost out. Time to get some more sea salt. And I just throw some in there. It's salt. Salt makes the baked goods, brings out the sweetness. That's what I'm missing. Swerve, sweetness. I could use erythritol, granulated erythritol, but I just find it doesn't dissolve very well. So when I know I'm going to do baked goods, I keep this Swerve on hand. couple tablespoons of that just to bump it up. You could skip this part too because you're probably going to be putting syrup or heavy whipping cream or something on top of it. I have sugar-free syrup that I will put on top of this. Am I forgetting anything? Cinnamon! I just throw some in there. If you're like me, it's hard to have too much cinnamon. And then mix this all together so that it's well blended. And 3 eggs and 1/4 cup of, but the 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream I dilute with water. So, let me see here. I'm going to need a fork to mix all that together. And I may speed up this video and you'll hear me talk like a chipmunk maybe. So, heavy whipping cream. This is from Locally Made. Very cool. Cream cup dairy. I like it a lot. And 1/4 cup. 1/4 cup for that. And then I add cold water. And a little stool handy so I can watch my video. 6 minutes. And bring this up to a cup of water. Add enough. About a cup. A little bit more. It gets foamy, so it's hard to. Alright. 3 eggs. And these are farm fresh eggs. Aren't they pretty? And this could be a crapshoot if I bust a shell into it. I like the brown ones. Nice and big brown ones. The coconut flour and like the oat fiber, they like fat. So you want to, the eggs and the heavy whipping cream are good for those to kind of improve the texture too, because they're very absorbent. And I may have to add more water. It depends on the, when I start mixing it up, what it's gonna. And I also add vanilla, just a splash of vanilla. If you want to measure, by all means. And how about some maple extract? We're making pancakes, why not? Just a little dibble. I'm all about adding flavor to stuff. I mean, that's just the way I roll. Incorporate the eggs into the heavy whipping cream and the milk. Very boring, I know. Sorry. Make sure this is mixed. All of the yolk and the fat and the everything. Get in my bowl, and then you can get in my belly. Anyway, I always try to put water in anything that had egg in it, just because, quite honestly, it's gonna stick like crazy if you don't rinse it out right away. All right, so here's my pancake mix. Hopefully, I didn't use too much liquid, but the key is like the oat fiber and the, especially the coconut flour, needs a minute to absorb the liquids, so this will thicken. I should have had a whisk, but I didn't. So we'll just do this. I'll let this sit for a minute and move all my stuff away while this sits, and then I'll get cooking. So hold on. Okay, I'm back. So, put all the stuff away. I am going to add a little, you can see, so not organized. I'm going to add a little bit more water to this. I might add a little more sweetener. And I flashed that by so fast you probably didn't see this. From Meyer, it's erythritol and stevia blend. And a little bit more water. Just to get it more pancakey, you know, not so thick. And I try to do these fairly little, just because they don't flip very well. They're kind of wimpy, to be honest. My cord a little bit. Butter. And let's see here. This up here. Trying to find a happy medium with the heat. That's the hard part, because you never, you know, and it's always like a crapshoot. Like the first ones you make seem to be a bust. Doesn't seem to matter what you do. I'll come back to that. Set that there. Okay. So let's see. I might have it a little too hot. Hard to tell until you get going. And the beautiful thing about doing a video is because it's not a live feed, if it turns to crap, I don't have to post it. Alright, so let's see how these little animals do. Give them a minute. I will pause it until they start to bubble up. Alright, so I zoomed in a little bit. They're not bubbling a ton, but I bumped up the heat, so I think I should probably try to flip them and see how I'm not very good at flipping the best of pancakes. So I got one of my flimsier, that's very, yeah, hot, but it's very flimsy, so that I can kind of whizzle it underneath of there and gently flip. I may have to turn it back down. I keep playing with the heat, trying to find that perfect temperature. But see, they're nice and fluffy. I did zoom in on them for you. And you have to be patient. Seriously, you just have to be patient. I mean, I know we want to flip these pancakes on here and cook them and get eating them. Yeah, it just doesn't work like that. Alrighty. I'm trying to see where I'm at with the pancakes. Or with the butter. See if I have any butter that's at room temperature. And like I said, I warmed up the oven. And I really think I just need to make sure the heat is up on this. In order for these to cook, you have to find that sweet spot, because it's for me it's according to this griddle anyway, above 350 but not quite 400, so like 375. But of course mine doesn't have a marker for 375. So yeah. And patience is a virtue. I'm just not, when it comes to cooking, I'm not super patient, I will tell you that. Not that I want microwave food, but you know, you want to get the right, and you want it to work. Yeah. It's like I tried to make homemade tortillas. And and according to all the recipes, it needs to be 450 degrees. Well, this only goes up to 400. So you had to be super patient to get them to cook. Because it took longer than, you know, they showed on videos. I was like, oh my gosh, seriously. I always try to make them the same on both sides, but you know, it's probably just not going to work. Which is okay, because I'm going to put them on my pan in the oven to warm, and that'll keep them cooking for a little bit. That way I can get it one more batch going. Come here, dude. Pancakes. I'll pause this again. Okay, round 2. I guess we'll just see how we do. And wait to see if these bubble. Probably if I'd added more liquid, maybe they'd bubble better. But I'm finishing up my chocolate mint keto coffee, which, as I've mentioned in the past, I just keep adding coffee to it. It starts out really chocolatey, minty, and then even my keto coffee starts out really strong, and then I just keep adding coffee to it. Alrighty. Oh, got on the scales this morning. Good morning. And 184 even. Yay! So I'm really happy about that. And yeah. Alright, we're going to try to flip these bad boys. Here's my syrup of choice. Just doesn't have the best stuff in it, I know it, but I don't have pancakes that often. So it is what it is. Come on. Flip. Wow. Come on. I'm so bad at flipping pancakes. And I know that if I just take my time, I do much better. I'm impatient sometimes. Look how fluffy these puppies are. I'm telling you. Ugh. And my hubby is actually going to, come on. Maybe he's not quite ready yet. He's going to try them. Oh, I seriously suck at flipping pancakes. And this one's just too big. Patience is a virtue. Come on. Whew. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. This is a really big boy. Alright, so I think that's going to finish it up as far as this video goes. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Thanks, and thank you for joining me for Sunday morning pancakes.